Welcome everybody to Superhero Central. Here we talk about all awesome facts relating to superheroes, either from the movies, TV shows, or of course, comics. And for the first video of this channel, we're going to start it off with the top 10 most greatest superheroes of all time. This will be a traditional superhero list of all the characters that we know and love. Now, when it comes to who exactly is the greatest superhero of all time, there isn't a clear answer. There are many top 10 greatest superhero lists, and what I've done is combine them all into this list. So here is what the general population believes to be the top 10 greatest superheroes of all time, and coming in at number 10 is Deadpool. Deadpool was created by Marvel Comics, and he made his first appearance in New Mutants number 98 in February of 1991. Deadpool's powers consist of course, superhuman strength and self-healing, but the reason that people love him so much is because he's absolutely hilarious. His ability to break the fourth wall, both in the comics and in the movies portrayed by Ryan Reynolds, makes him one of the funniest characters of all time, which is why he's one of our favorites and clocks in at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was created by DC Comics, making her first appearance in Sensation Comics number 1 in January of 1942. Wonder Woman's original origin story was that she was sculpted from clay by her mother and was given life as an Amazon. And then the Greek gods gave her powers, but recently DC has retconned her origin story and said that she's actually the daughter of Zeus. So Wonder Woman herself is a Greek god, and she's one of the founding members of the Justice League, widely associated with Batman and Superman. Of course, since Wonder Woman is part god, she has superhuman abilities, but she also has a range of vast technology. Her Amazonian technology includes the Lasso of Truth, a pair of indestructible bracelets, a tiara which usually serves as a projectile, and of course her invisible jet. Fans have truly loved her character in the comics and the TV shows, and recently Gal Gadot's portrayal of Wonder Woman in the DC universe, and that's why she comes in at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is the mighty Thor. Recently, fans have truly come to love Thor ever since Chris Hemsworth's portrayal of him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But Thor has had an amazing run in the comics as well. Created by Marvel Comics, debuting in Journey into Mystery number 83 in 1962, Thor is an actual god, the god of thunder, son to Odin himself. The hammer-wielding god of thunder took it upon himself to defend Earth. Based off of the Nordic god Thor, Thor possesses many abilities. Of course, he has the typical godlike abilities such as superhuman strength, speed, endurance, and resistance to injury. As a god and as an Asgardian, he is immortal. And of course, he wields the hammer forged by Uru metal Mjolnir. Mjolnir grants him mastery over the elements of thunder and lightning, as well as the ability to fly and open interdimensional gateways. His comic run has been very successful, and his Marvel Cinematic Universe has been even more successful. And people even love him as Bro Thor, as we saw in Avengers Endgame, which brings him in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is good old Captain America. Created by Marvel Comics, first appearing in Captain America Comics number 1 in 1941, Steve Rogers was a soldier in World War II that was enhanced with super soldier serum. The serum gave him superhuman strength, speed, and his experience in the military makes him an expert tactician. This is why he was chosen and most widely known for leading the Avengers, one of the things that he is most commonly known for, as well as his indestructible shield that is made out of vibranium. Captain America is the symbol of America and the American dream, and recently Chris Evans' portrayal of Steve Rogers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has made everybody love him even more, which is why he comes in at number 7. And coming in at number 6 is the Incredible Hulk. The Hulk is one of the most popular characters of all time, appearing in the comics, TV shows, movies, and recently the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Created by Marvel Comics, making his original debut in The Incredible Hulk number 1 in 1962, Bruce Banner, originally a shy, introverted scientist, was exposed to a massive amount of gamma radiation, transforming him into the Hulk. Bruce Banner uncontrollably turns into the Hulk anytime he gets mad, and is most popularly known for hulking out and smashing things, and of course for being a member of the Avengers. The Hulk has always been a widely loved character, but has most recently been portrayed by Mark Ruffalo in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And recently in Avengers Endgame, he was the one that snapped and brought everybody back to life. And this is why he comes in at number 6. Taking the slot of number 5 is Iron Man. Originally created by Marvel Comics, he made his debut in Tales of Suspense number 39 in 1963, then going on to receive his own title, Iron Man number 1 in 1968. Tony Stark, a billionaire genius playboy philanthropist, is one of the most interesting comic book characters of all time due to his drastic change in character. Originally starting off as a weapons manufacturer, he has a change of heart after suffering a severe injury and being kidnapped. His kidnappers wanted him to make a weapon of mass destruction, but instead, he made the very first Iron Man armor. He's widely known for being one of the founding members of the Avengers, but in the comics, he was kind of a B-list superhero, and not insanely popular. However, the Marvel Cinematic Universe changed that all. It was Iron Man who launched the Marvel Cinematic Universe, being portrayed by Robert Downey Jr., instantly making him one of the most popular superheroes of all time. He started and was in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for 11 years, and of course we all know his fate in Avengers Endgame when he saved the entire universe. And this is why he comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is Wolverine. From the comics to the animated show to the big screen, Wolverine is an all-time fan favorite. There are many X-Men out there, but Logan, aka Wolverine, is probably the coolest of them all. Making his debut in The Incredible Hulk number 181 in 1974, Wolverine has become extremely popular throughout time. Logan is unapologetic and iconic. When you think of the X-Men, you think of Wolverine. There's many different reasons why fans love Wolverine so much. One, of course, is those claws. The people love those adamantium claws. Wolverine is a primal, beast-like character, and he knows how to use those claws. Another reason why everybody loves him so much is the healing factor. As far as powers go, healing is a pretty good one to have. This enables Wolverine to stop at nothing to accomplish his goal. And then of course, maybe to top it all off, is his personality. As far as attitude is concerned, Wolverine does not care. As far as a cool superhero is concerned, he's probably the coolest, and definitely the most rugged out of all of the superheroes. And another great thing about Wolverine is his stories. They are pretty diverse. When it comes to Wolverine, you may not like every one of his stories, but there's definitely a story that you will enjoy. Wolverine has had such a successful run in the comics that he was one of the most sought after X-Men when the X-Men first appeared in their debut movie, The X-Men, in the year 2000, making him one of the most popular superheroes of all time, which is why he comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is Superman, the Man of Steel. Superman was originally created by DC Comics, making his debut in Action Comics number 1 in 1938. Since then, Superman has appeared in many different comics, many different radio serials, many different TV shows, and movies of course, and was the first animated superhero movie. Although Superman is not the first superhero ever created, he's the one that popularized and defined what a superhero is. In fact, superheroes are usually judged by how closely they resemble the standard that was established by Superman. Superman was originally born on the planet Krypton and was given the name of Kal-El, and his parents sent him to Earth right before Krypton was destroyed. And although his powers and abilities have changed over time, they generally consist of super strength, super speed, invulnerability, the ability to fly, X-ray vision and heat vision, super breath, which is capable of freezing objects or generating hurricane force winds, super stamina, and a healing ability. In the series Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, Superman regenerates his body after basically being reduced to a skeleton after being hit by a nuke. Superman remains the best-selling superhero in comic books of all time, which is why we clock him in at number 3. Taking our number 2 spot is our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Created by Marvel Comics, debuting in Amazing Fantasy number 15 in 1962, Spider-Man is easily one of Marvel's best creations, if not the best. In his debut, Peter Parker gets bitten by a radioactive spider, granting him superpowers not too far off from an actual spider. He's granted superhuman strength, speed, and agility, and of course has the ability to climb walls. He also has a sixth sense, which is widely referred to as his Spidey sense. This alerts him to surrounding danger, and he also has perfect balance and equilibrium. After his debut and massive success in Amazing Fantasy, Spider-Man was quickly given his own solo comic, beginning with The Amazing Spider-Man number 1, debuting in 1963. The title would eventually go on to become Marvel's top-selling series, and Spider-Man would go on to become one of the most popular superheroes of all time. The reason people love Spider-Man so much is because he's a very relatable character. He's a teenager and he's flawed and he makes mistakes, but that never stops him or keeps him down, which is why we rank Spider-Man at number 2. And coming in at number 1, of course, is Batman. Where would the superhero world be without Batman? Created by DC Comics, debuting in Detective Comics number 27 in 1939, every kid growing up wanted to be Bruce Wayne, aka Batman. During the day, he is billionaire orphan Bruce Wayne, but at nighttime, he is the Dark Knight, the vigilante crime fighter, a dark and very complex superhero who doesn't have any powers. He's a masterful detective, a martial arts expert, and a technology genius. The reason why people love Batman so much is because of his backstory. Batman is driven by the death of his parents. He witnessed and stood next to them being murdered by a mugger. A few days later, by the side of his bed, he would say, "By the spirits of my parents, I will avenge their deaths by spending the rest of my life warring on all criminals." Over time, Batman has become a pop culture icon, recognized all around the world. Batman has become way more than just a comic book character, appearing in many different TV shows and films, of course, appearing in the first Batman film titled Batman in 1966. People love Batman so much because he's very relatable. He's a real superhero without powers. That gives people hope that they could actually be Batman. You don't need to have the superpowers of a spider or be an invincible Superman. Admittingly, it would help to be a billionaire, but you don't necessarily have to be. When it comes to iconic superheroes, we think of Batman, which is why he comes in at number 1 on our list. Thanks so much for watching this video, everybody. Let me know what you think about it, and let me know what your top 10 is. If you enjoyed this content, please be sure to subscribe, as I'll be releasing new content such as this weekly. This is Warren, and thank you all so much for joining me today at Superhero Central.